Hello and welcome back to Trash Plays Ashes Red Rains. We are facing the end of Argaia this time, the latest and greatest chimera to be released, and probably the last. And when I say it is the greatest, I mean it is probably the strongest and it will kick my ass. I am probably going to lose this game. So, we are playing with 5 aspects, so let's start with 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 for the setup. And I am going to replace some of the cards in the deck that comes with the end of Argaia because, to be frank, I don't think that they're very good cards when you're facing PvE opponents. The first card I am replacing is Fatal Strike. This is a reaction spell and it costs a turtle. You may play the spell after an opponent takes a pass main action. Deal 2 damage to target unit or Phoenixborn that opponent controls. That is actually really good value. A turtle, 1 dice for 2 damage to any target. Great value, but you can only do it after the opponent takes a pass action, and in PvP, people are passing all the time. You know, there's a lot of times where you will go, you know what, I don't want to do anything yet, I want to pass, wait for you to do something, and then I will react to what you do. But the Chimera doesn't do that. They never pass until they run out of stuff to do, and then they pass, meaning that they will have attacked with all their units, and then you can use Fatal Strike to deal 2 damage to something. It's kinda not worth it. I would rather deal the 2 damage before they do stuff, as opposed to after they do their attacks. Technically, there is a way that you can use the cards in this deck to make it so that the opponent passes without attacking, but that's kinda weird to set up, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm gonna not use Fatal Strike. And the second card I'm taking out is Tranquility. This is a side action and a Hourglass. It's an alteration spell, and you can attach it to the opposing Phoenixborn, Chimera, or Dragonborn, whoever you're playing against. And this has, at the end of your turn, whoever's turn this is attached to, place 1 status token on the spell. Then if there are 3 or more status tokens on the spell, remove it from the game. The only side action you can take is Meditate. Now this is, once again, great in PvP. It's a great time card. I love this card. However, in PvE, the only side actions that the Chimera takes are the ones that are listed on their card. So 7 to 9 is a side action, raise 1 basic die 1 level. I don't care that much. And 12 is place a red rains token on the Chimera, which I do care about, but that's a 1 in 12 chance. So for 3 turns, they can't do the side actions on those 2 things, and it's like really bad odds. You're not actually making any sort of plays when you're doing this. There's no strategy involved, unlike when you're playing PvP, so I'm not going to be using Tranquility. Instead, I'm going to replace those cards with Ocean's Gift. This is a alteration spell and a side action and an Hourglass. When the spell comes into play, raise 3 dice in your active pool 1 level. That's pretty good, gives him +1 attack as well. And this unit now has the following ability, Bestow 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, you may place 1 status token on a unit you control. And this is a mono ceremonial dice, not ceremonial dice, this is a mono time deck, and time creatures love getting status tokens. So this is really good for this deck. This comes from Tristan's original deck, if you want to know where this is from, and I'm going to shuffle 3 of these into the deck. I'm not going to start with one of them in my hand. The other card, which I am going to start in my hand, is Reinforced. This is also a side action and Hourglass, a ready spell. For a main action and exhausting this, you can look at the top 5 cards of your draw pile. You may reveal an ally or alteration spell and place it into your hand. Shuffle your draw pile. You may immediately play the revealed card without paying any main or side action. So this is great if you don't have an ally in your hand and you need to have an ally. This will help you get that ally, and you can play it immediately. If I was building this deck the way that I would want to build it, replacing 2 cards, I would actually not use this, and I would use a card that is not a time card. But unfortunately, I do kind of want to stick with mono time as much as possible because this is what the deck is a mono time deck. So that's what I'm going to be using. Now, we have to choose a Phoenixborn to use, and each Phoenixborn comes with 3 copies of a new unique spell for them. Except for Rowan, or except for Oric, for some reason, he just comes with these weird, like, nothing cards that don't do anything that nobody would ever use. So I don't know what that was about, so we're not going to use Oric. I am also not going to use Jericho because I kinda don't like playing Jericho. She kinda sucks. She is the main character, basically, of Ashes, and it's a shame that she is so weak. I do not like her. Rowan is one of my favorite Phoenixborn. He is my 3rd favorite Phoenixborn, and I actually really like his new unique card and the way that they work in this deck, but unfortunately I played Rowan last game, so I'm not going to use him, which leaves Tristan Darkwater. who will be my new Phoenixborn, and he gets 3 copies of Summon Ocean Eyes and 6 copies of the Ocean Eyes. One of them is going to start to my hand, so I will explain what it is when I play it, and let's shuffle our deck. We have that all set up. Now let's roll our dice. Players go first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow, that's so many basics. Oh no. Oh no, that's 6 basics. And 3 hourglasses and 1 turtle. That's not great. Yikes. Alright. Players go first. I am going to start with a summon... my starting hand. Summon Ocean Eyes, Reinforce, Summon Cinder Spirit, Rising Tides, and Spearmaster. I am going to start by playing my Summon Cinder Spirit. This just costs a main action to play. It's a ready spell, and this is a weird summon spell, because normally when you use a summon spell's ability, it just places that summon onto your board. But this has main action, exhaust, place a status token on the spell. That's it. And then in an unexhaustible box, so you can do this even when this is exhausted, side action, Hourglass, and Basic, move 1 status token from the spell onto a unit you control. If you do, place a Cinder Spirit Conjuration onto your board. Cinder Spirit is a 2/2 for 2 dice, basically, so that's average value, but it has Ignite. When this unit is declared as an attacker, if it has 1 or more status tokens on it, add 1 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn. If you do, you may deal 1 damage to another target unit. So if you can get a status token on Cinder Spirit when they attack for 3 and deal 1 damage to a unit. So it's basically 4 attack value when you're attacking with them. However, you can't put the Cinder Spirit out and then move the status token onto it from the Summon Cinder Spirit that is used to summon it. You move the status token first, so the Cinder Spirit is going to enter with no status tokens on it. As for my side action, I will do my Reinforce. This is a ready spell, cost a Hourglass, which I don't have many of with this terrible roll. And this has main action, exhaust. Look at the top 5 cards of your draw pile. You may reveal an ally or alteration spell and place it into your hand. Shuffle your draw pile. You may immediately place a revealed card without paying the main or side action, which is great. I can't do that just yet though, because I've already used my main action and it is their turn. Let us roll to see what they do. Basic and a 9. 9 is raise 1 basic die 1 level, and then reveal. And they have revealed Annihilation. Ah, that's not good. Annihilation is a 3/3/2. Annihilation, at the end of the round, destroys the opposing player's target leftmost unit, which is not good. I would rather they didn't do that, and you would think that I'm safe from doing that because it will activate at the end of the round. But any one of these ones could trigger this, actually, which is what I'm scared of happening. So I don't want to play a big unit right now because then it might just die. I think I'm gonna go main action, summon Ocean Eyes. Ocean Eyes is main action, exhaust 2 basics. This is a Tristan specific card. Place 2 Ocean Eye Conjurations onto your battlefield. And Ocean Eyes are 1/1s, pretty weak units, but they have Sting 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, you may deal 1 damage to target wounded unit. So the idea is that we want to put wound tokens on all their units, get out a bunch of Ocean Eyes, have them all attack, and then when they attack, they kill the unit by dealing damage to them when they use their Sting ability. So no main action or no side action, and it is their turn. Roll the red rains, and a 5/5 is reveal an attack with the revealed aspect and a revealed paradox. Okay. Paradox is attacking me for 2. I'm going to take the 2 damage because I can't do anything about that. I am using this for my life, by the way, and this for the end of Argaia's life, because tokens are messy to move around and they get mixed up a lot. So, Paradox also has, at the start of the Chimera's turn, remove 1 status token from this unit, and then I have to look at the top 2 cards of my deck, choose 1 to discard, and put 1 on the bottom of my deck. This is basically just a mill, but it is effectively a counter to Jericho, which is why she's on the Art of Paradox. But it's kind of weird to counter Jericho like that, because if you are playing Jericho and you use her side action and then you don't immediately draw somehow, then what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? Now it is my turn, and I still don't want to... if this gets revealed to be a guy that triggers all their stuff, I don't want to play a unit. Main action, I am simply going to exhaust my Summon Cinder Spirit to place a status token on it, and it is their turn. Paradox is going to activate. I have to look at the top 2 cards of my deck. Discard 1, I'm going to discard Time Stopper and put Ocean's Gift at the bottom of my deck, and then roll to see what they do. Basic and a 10. 10 is reveal and attach a red feathered Conjured Alteration spell, TZ. And it's another Annihilation. Oh, okay. I definitely don't want to play any units right now. And then they get a red feathers. Now, every PvE boss in Ashes so far has conjured spells. This is a conjured alteration spell, and they also have a conjured aspect. This is basically like your own conjured stuff that goes off to the side and don't come into play until they come into play. But the first PvE boss, Ashes Ascendancy's boss, Gasa Kalani, and the first PvE boss for Red Rains, the Corpse of Veros, do not have conjured stuff. So this conjured card is a red feather conjured alteration spell. This gives them +1 life and red feather 1. At the end of the round, place 1 wound token on the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. So if we get to the end of the round, or something triggers it, then I will take 1 damage. My turn. I still don't want to put a unit out, because even if I put 2 units out, this could cause them to be destroyed. Let's use my Reinforce. I'm going to use Reinforce, exhaust this, look at the top 5 cards of my deck, pick an alteration spell or a unit, and put it into my hand. I'm going to choose Vermilion Sage, and then I have to shuffle my draw pile. And I can also immediately play the revealed card without paying the main or side action cost. So Vermilion Sage costs a main action and an hourglass, but I'm going to play him without using the main action, so it just costs an hourglass, and I'm okay with this guy being destroyed. So, hourglass goes away. Vermilion Sage comes into play, and it has Study 1. Study 1. When this unit comes into play, look at the top card of your draw pile and place it on the top or bottom of your draw pile, then draw a card. Ocean's Gift, I will place it... Actually, I will place it on top, and then it... how many dice do I need? I need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I don't have enough dice either way. In that case, I will put it... There's already one at the... No, my deck was just shuffled. I don't know if it's on the bottom anymore. I'm going to put it on top and I'm going to draw it. Then draw a card. So that was my main action. I would do no side action. I need dice, actually. I really need dice. I need 1 hourglass. No, I don't need an hourglass. I need 2 basics. Okay, I need 1 hourglass. 1 turtle, 1 hourglass, 1 hourglass. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. And I only have 2, so I'm going to meditate twice, actually. So meditate off the top of my deck. That's a Reinforce. Didn't like seeing that. For my side action, meditate another card. Vermilion Sage I'm okay with. So, Paradox activates. Look at the top 2 cards of my deck. Discard 1, put 1 at the bottom. I'm going to discard Summon Tusk Mount. I am never going to use Summon Tusk Mount in this game. It's too expensive. I would have liked to take that out as well and replace it with something else, but I don't want to replace 3 cards from this deck. That would be a little excessive. So, roll to see what they do. 1 and a basic. 1 is just reveal. Cool. And it revealed Zenith. There it is. That is the card I was afraid it was going to be. So, Zenith is a 1/1/1 and have Zenith. When this comes into play, resolve all effects that trigger at the end of the round on aspects on this battlefield in any order. I get to choose the order, but it's not really going to matter in this case. So, Annihilations, both triggered. At the end of the round, destroys the opposing player's target leftmost unit. Vermilion Sage is now destroyed. When Vermilion Sage is destroyed, I can place a status token on a target unit, but I don't have one, so that's kind of pointless. And then Annihilation also activates, destroy my next leftmost unit. So if I had one, it would be destroyed. And then the red feather activates, and I take 1 damage from the red feather. Okay, now that we have seen that go off, it is time to start doing stuff. I am going to use side action, Hourglass. Rising Tides. At the end of the next turn this round, deal 1 damage to all units. So at the end of the Chimera's turn, deal 1 damage to all units. I'm just going to leave this out here so I remember to trigger it, because it can be easy to forget to trigger that. And then main action, I'm going to use my Summon Ocean Eyes. Exhaust this, use 2 basics, and I get 2 Ocean Eyes. No, wait, no, not yet, because then they're just going to die. They're just going to die if I do that right now. Main action, I will play Spearmaster. So that's going to cost a turtle, an hourglass, and a basic. The Spearmaster is going to take a point of damage from the Rising Tides, but that's okay. So, their turn, roll to see what they do. Basic and a 4. 4 is attack if able, if not reveal. Ooh, I would have really preferred if they just revealed. But Annihilation is going straight at my face, and it's coming at me for 3. I am just going to take that 3 damage. I need Spearmaster to stay alive. Oh, I forgot to explain Spearmaster. It is a 3/3/2. Replenish 2 when this comes into play, and at the end of the round, place 2 status tokens onto it. And when it attacks, I can remove any number of status tokens from units I control to choose that many units and deal 1 damage to each of them. So I can't choose Annihilation and remove 2 status tokens and deal 2 damage to the Annihilation. It has to be 2 different units and 1 damage to each of those units. So that's the end of their turn. Rising Tide activates, dealing 1 damage to everybody, and Zenith only has 1 HP, so that's going to die, dealing 1 blood damage to the end of Argaia. And now, it is my turn. I am going to use 2 dice for the Summon Ocean Eyes. I get 2 of my Ocean Eyes out. They're both 1/1s, which is why I couldn't do that last turn, because then they would have died. And for my side action, I'm going to use... Ooh, wait a second. No, I can't do this in a better way. Okay, I'm not going to do anything for my side action. It's their turn. We're going to roll to see what they do. 9 and a red reigns. 9 is raise 1 basic die, or rage die 1 level, and then reveal a Burning Sand. At the end of the round, deal 1 damage to all units the opposing player controls. Alright, so now we do the fun stuff. I'm going to take so much damage after this, but now we do the fun stuff. As Tristan, I'm going to use my side action, Exhaust, and a basic dice. Choose any number of units you control with a combined life value of up to 3. During attack actions this turn, the numeral values of their abilities are increased by 1. So for example, Ocean's Eye has Sting 1. I can change that to a Sting 2, so when this unit is declared as an attacker, you may deal 2 damage to target wounded unit instead of the 1 damage. You can't do that with something like Spear Volley, because this does not say Spear Volley 1. If it was Spear Volley 1, then you could increase that as well. And I'm going to choose both of my Ocean Eyes, and now all 3 of these units are going to attack. When they attack, I'm going to use Spearmaster, remove 2 status tokens from units I control, and now I can deal 1 damage to 2 target units. I am going to deal 1 damage to Annihilation, and I am going to deal 1 damage to the Burning Sand. And then when Ocean Eyes attacks, I can deal 2 damage to a wounded unit. I can deal 2 damage to Annihilation, which will kill the Annihilation, dealing 2 blood damage to the end of Argaia. And I'm going to deal 2 damage to this Burning Sand, which will also kill the Burning Sand, dealing 2 more damage to the end of Argaia. And because these guys are attacking, and they have no guard units, these attacks are going to go through. They're going to deal 3, 4, 5 damage to the end of Argaia. Now it is their turn, and they passed because they have nothing they can do, and then it's my turn, and I pass because I have nothing I can do as well. Technically, I do have something I can do, but I'm not going to do it because it would be redundant. So, we reach the end of the round, everyone recovers. Paradox gets 2 more status tokens during recovery. We refill the Chimera's board, and then they get 2 red reigns tokens, 1 for each living aspect. Fortunately, they don't already have one, but they are at 4 out of 5 dice. So once that 5th dice triggers, that is going to activate, and that's going to be very bad news for me. But that doesn't activate right now. What does activate right now is stuff at the end of the round. Annihilation, at the end of the round, destroy target opposing player's leftmost unit. Spearmaster is destroyed, unfortunately. We flip the first player token. So they go first this time, and we roll our dice. 1, 2, 3 basics, and the rest are hourglasses, but I do have a turtle left over from last turn. I can choose to discard any cards from my hand if I want. I have Ocean's Gift in my hand, and I will not discard this. I actually really like this card, and I'm going to keep it in my hand. So draw back up to 5, draw 4 more cards. I've drawn Time Stopper, Vermilion Sage, and Spearmaster. Okay, they really wanted to give me units for that turn. I would have preferred another Summon Ocean's Eye, but whatever. So, beginning of their turn, because they go first this time, Paradox activates. Look at the top 2 cards of my deck, and I have to discard one. I'm going to discard After Image, and place Ocean's Gift on the bottom of my deck, and then we roll to see what they do. Rolled a 2 and a basic. 2 is Attack of Able, if not Reveal. So, Annihilation is going to attack me directly. I kind of want to just... Oh, I'm going to block with an Ocean's Eye. That's going to kill the Ocean's Eye, dealing 1 more damage to Annihilation. And they are exhausted now, and now it is my turn. Let's wait to see what they do. I'm going to stall by using Summon Cinder Spirit to exhaust this and place a status token onto it. And no side actions. Yeah, no side actions. Roll to see what they do. Paradox activates. look at the top 2 cards, and I'm going to put After Image in the graveyard and Reinforcement at the bottom of my deck. And there's the red rains. Okay. They have 5 red rains. And this is relevant because now they get a red rains token. I rolled a 5, but we're not going to do the 5 just yet. That makes it the 3rd red rains token, which means the ultimate triggers, which will discard the top behavior card. So instead of doing the 5 on this card, we're going to do the 5 on the next card. They're actually the same thing, but it doesn't matter at the moment. Ultimate 1 triggers. For each of the Chimera's opponents, remove their leftmost unit from the game. Ocean's Eye removed from the game. For each of the Chimera's battlefields, attach a red feather conjured alteration spell to the leftmost aspect. That's going to be Annihilation. And then this goes away. And they're on to behavior 2. And now we do the 5 that we rolled for behavior 2. Reveal, attack with the revealed aspect of Abel. No. And it's a red gift. Okay, that's Defender. It doesn't have an attack icon, so it's not attacking anyone, but it does have red gifts. When this unit comes into play, attach a red feather to the leftmost aspect on this battlefield without any attached to it. Annihilation already has one, so this goes on to Paradox. And now they have a Defender unit, which complicates things. I still want to stall for a little bit, because if this is another Zenith, the unit that I play, if I play a unit, would just get destroyed by the Annihilation. Even though it is exhausted, this is in a yellow box, so a Zenith will still trigger this Annihilation. So let's stall for one more turn, and I shall stall by using... Let's stall by using Reinforce. Look at the top 5 cards of my deck, and pick a unit or alteration spell, and place it into my hand. I only have an alteration spell in my top 5 somehow. And then shuffle my deck. I could choose to play that alteration spell, but I'm not going to, because why would I? My deck is getting pretty small at this point. It's getting pretty small at this point. So, roll to see what the opponent does. And that's a 12. That's a 12 and red rains. They get another red rains token, and they reveal a second red gifts. So this red gift gets a red feather. Okay, but now I know that they don't have a Zenith, so I can safely play units. Who's going to attack what? So Paradox is going to attack my rightmost unit. They're attacking for 2. I don't know what this is. These 2 aren't going to attack, so actually I'm pretty safe as far as attacking stuff goes. Ooh. Ooh, okay. In that case, I'm going to start by playing my Spearmaster. This cost a turtle, an hourglass, and a basic. And I explained what Spearmaster does last game. Comes into play with 2 tokens. And for my side action, I am going to play an Ocean's Gift. This is a side action, cost an hourglass. I can attach it to Spearmaster, and when this comes into play, raise 3 dice in your active pool 1 level. I'm going to choose to change 2 hourglasses to a turtle, and 1 basic to an hourglass. And this gives Spearmaster +1 attack. Now it is their turn. Roll to see what they do. 5 and a basic. 5 is reveal attack with the revealed aspect if able, and joke's on you because they reveal Smoldering Rage. This would attack Spearmaster for 4. However, I have 2 cards called Time Stopper in my hand. This is an ally that costs a main action and a turtle, but it has Swift in a blue box. Blue box means this is a reaction, and you get 1 reaction per turn. Swift, after a unit comes into play onto an opponent's battlefield, you may play this unit from your hand without paying its mana cost. So I still have to pay the turtle, but the main action cost doesn't go away. Or it does go away. And this has Halt. When this unit comes into play, choose target unit and opponent controls. That unit cannot attack, block, or guard until the end of the next turn or round. So I can choose Smoldering Rage. It can no longer attack this turn. So even though I rolled d5, they can't attack. And now all their units are face up, and I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to attack from left to right. Paradox is going to attack Time Stopper. Smoldering Rage is going to attack Spearmaster. And now I can plan around that. Actually, I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, pretty simple. I am going to use 2 dice for my Summon Ocean Eyes to get 2 Ocean Eyes onto the board. And my side action will be nothing. Now it's their turn. Paradox is going to attack my rightmost unit. Oh, wait a second. Paradox is going to attack my rightmost unit. Hold on. I don't actually want to do that. I don't want to do that. Instead, because I want them to attack the Time Stopper. I don't care about the Time Stopper. Instead, for my main action, I am going to pass because they have no face down units. So I don't get penalized for that. So Paradox attacks my rightmost unit. And that's going to be Time Stopper. Time Stopper is going to counterattack, and Time Stopper is going to die, dealing 1 damage back to Paradox. Unfortunately, they do have the red gifts, which gives them 1 more life, so they are at 2 damage out of 3. Now it's my turn, and I am going to use... Yeah, now I'm going to use my Summon Ocean Eyes to get those 2 onto the board. No side action. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Side action, I'm going to use 2 dice. Summon Cinder Spirit, move a status token onto Spearmaster, and that means I get to put out a Cinder Spirit. Now it's their turn, Smoldering Rage is attacking Spearmaster, and I still have the ability to block or to guard for a unit once per round, so Tristan is going to take this 4 damage to the face. So I am up to 10 damage out of 17, but it's going to be worth it. I am going to use side action Tristan, cost a basic, Magnify. I'm going to magnify both of my Ocean Eyes, so now they have Sting 2. And then all 4 units are going to attack. I'm going to trigger Spearmaster's ability first. I'm going to remove 3 status tokens from Spearmaster to deal 3 damage to target units. Well, to deal 1 damage to 3 target units. I'm going to figure that out in a moment. I'm also going to do Bastal. When this attacks, I can place a status token onto a unit I control. The 3 units I'm going to deal damage to are Red Gift, and Smoldering Rage. Ocean Eye triggers, and I can deal 2 damage to a wounded unit. I'm going to deal 2 damage to this Red Gifts, which will kill it, dealing 1 blood damage to the Chimera. This Ocean Eye triggers, dealing 2 damage to a wounded unit. I'm going to do this to the Smoldering Rage, dealing another 2 blood damage to the Chimera. Cinder Spirit triggers, and I can deal 1 damage to a unit because it has a status token now, and I'm going to deal that damage to the Paradox. That's going to deal 1 blood damage to the Chimera. And now it is time for them to declare blockers. Red Gifts has Defender, so they will block for the Chimera, and they're going to block my leftmost unit that is attacking, so it's going to block Spearmaster. They're going to deal damage to each other. Spearmaster has 4 attack, killing the Red Gifts, dealing 1 blood damage to the Chimera. The Red Gifts will deal 2 damage back to Spearmaster, but that's okay. And then Ocean Eyes and Cinder Spirits are all unblocked. Cinder Spirit has +1 attack because they have a status token, so that's 3, 4, 5 more damage to the Chimera. They are now at 20. Out of 35. They have 35 starting health, unlike most Chimeras, which is a bit of a pain, but that's okay. So now it's their turn, they pass, my turn, and I will also pass because I have nothing else I can do. I have no more dice. That is the end of the round. Everyone recovers. Unfortunately, the Annihilation is still alive. So, Annihilation is going to activate at the end of the round. They will get a red range token for each living aspect, and then at the end of the round, destroy the opposing target player's leftmost unit. So Spearmaster is now dead. And they have a Red Gifts, so I take 1 more damage from the Red Gifts. I'm up to 11 damage. However, my board state is pretty good, because now I go first this round. Let us roll our dice after refilling the board. Here we go, roll our dice. Only 1 basic, and 1 turtle, and the rest are hourglasses. Yo. And now I can discard any number of cards if I want. I will discard 2 cards, and I will keep Ocean's Gift in my hand. Draw back 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Summon Tuskmount, Ocean's Gift, Rising Tide, Spearmaster. Not what I want to see. Can I kill them this turn? Can I deal 15 damage? The answer is no, probably. Let's keep both my Ocean Eyes around to block with. So I am going to start by stalling. Gonna use Summon Cinder Spirit to exhaust it, put a status token on it. It's their turn. Let them roll the dice. Red Rain's at a 9. 9 says raise 2 Rage Dice 1 level and reveal. They reveal another Annihilation. Of course it's another Annihilation. Okay. I'm gonna wait for them both to attack, and I'm gonna block them with the Cinder's Eye, or Ocean's Eye. So I need to figure out how I'm gonna stall. Let's main action Reinforce. Look at the top 5 cards of my deck. Choose an ally or an alteration spell and put it into my hand. There are actually none, so now I have to shuffle my deck. Oh yeah, my deck is so small at this point. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 cards in my deck. Roll to see what they do. Basic and a 3. 3 is attack if able, if not reveal. Annihilation is attacking, Ocean's Eye is blocking. Ocean's Eye is dead, dealing 1 more damage to the Annihilation. Unfortunately, they do have a red feather, so they are not dead. My turn. I shall continue to stall. Let's play a Spearmaster, I guess. Turtle, Hourglass, Basic, Spearmaster comes into play with 2 status tokens. Third turn. Red Rains on a 5. Okay, that's 5 Red Rains. That causes them to get the 3rd Red Rains token, which causes them to do their level 2 ultimate. Level 2 ultimate says, for each of the Chimera's opponents, remove their leftmost unit and a ready spells they control from the game. I'm going to remove Reinforce from the game. Remove this card and the top behavior from the game, so now they're onto behavior 3, and then we do the 5 on this. This is reveal, attack with the revealed aspect of Able. So they reveal Paradox, and Paradox is attacking. I kind of want to just kill the Paradox, actually, so I'm going to have Cinder Spirit block that Paradox, and they're going to kill each other, dealing 1 blood damage to the end of Argaia. My turn. To stall, I shall play the Summon Tuskmount. I'm probably not going to use it, but I'm going to play it as a main action so they don't get another dice. Roll to see what they do. Red Rains on a 9. 9 is remove the topmost card of the target opposing player's draw pile from the game and reveal. Holy cow. And that's a Zenith. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so my Summon Tuskmount is removed from the game, and Zenith triggers. I take 1 blood damage. I take 1 damage from the red feather, and then both Annihilations activate, destroying my leftmost unit. This is actually really bad. Side action, I'm going to use Rising Tides. That's going to cost an Hourglass. Main action, they can't get another Zenith, so I'm going to use Summon... I can't use Summon Cinder Spirit. I don't have a unit to put it on. I'm going to have to pass, so they're going to have to raise... They get to raise a dice 1 level. Roll to see what they do. 3 and a Red Rains. 3 is... Reveal, attack with the revealed aspect of Able. Smoldering Rage is attacking me for 4. And I can't do anything about that. So I'm up to 15 damage out of 17. And then Rising Tides is going to activate at the end of the opponent's turn. So they all take 1 damage. That's going to kill Zenith, dealing 1 blood damage to the Chimera at least. And now these guys are all wounded. It will also kill the Annihilation. So this is dead, dealing 2 more blood damage. How do I want to do this? I'm going to use Summon Ocean Eyes, 2 basic dice, main action. Get 2 Ocean Eyes onto my board. Side action, I am going to use Summon Cinder Spirit, remove a status token, cost 2 dice. Move a status token onto a unit I control to get the Cinder Spirit out. And then it's their turn, they pass. My turn, I'm going to side action. Side action, use an Hourglass. Put Ocean's Gift on Cinder Spirit. That's going to give it +1 attack, and I can raise 3 dice in my pool 1 level. And then main action, all 3 of these are going to attack. No. Main action. Oh, I can't do that. Ooh, timing doesn't work out well. I need to do a main action this turn. Because if I don't, they're going to pass after I passed. So that's going to be the end of the round. So I have to do a main action this turn. Oh wait, no, that's okay. Main action this turn, Cinder Spirit is going to attack. And I'm going to attack them directly. So they have a status token, so they get 4 attack. It is unguarded because they have no guard unit, so they're going to be up to 29 damage. And when Cinder Spirit attacks with the status token, I can deal 1 damage to a unit. I'm going to deal it to Annihilation, I guess. Doesn't actually matter. Oh, it does matter. They have... Annihilation is not exhausted. I think Annihilation was supposed to attack at some point. I'm just going to say I guarded with an Ocean Eye because I don't know how far back that was. I'm assuming I had an Ocean Eye back then. Yeah, I had an Ocean Eye back then. So Ocean Eye would have countered for 1, and now that Cinder Spirit is attacking, I'm going to deal 1 more damage to Annihilation. So that's going to kill Annihilation, dealing 2 more blood damage. Now they're up to 31 damage. And then it's their turn, they pass. My turn, I am going to use Tristan. Exhaust, basic dice, side action, amplifies the Ocean Eye. They now have Sting 2. Ocean Eye attacks directly, and they can deal 2 damage to a wounded unit. That's going to kill the Smoldering Rage, who has blood 2. So they're attacking for 1, plus 2 blood damage. They're up to 33 damage. Okay. And that's going to be the end of the round. They have no units, so they don't get any red rains. Everyone recovers, and refills our board. Now they go first this time, but as long as they don't get... No, wait, no. They go first this time, and I'm pretty sure I can just win. Yeah. Let's roll the dice. And I'm not going to discard any cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 basics. And then these are hourglasses, and I'm pretty sure I can just win. Hold on. Real quick, let's do this. Roll the dice to see what they do. They go first this time. They get a 4 and a red range, that's okay. 4 is reveal, attack with the revealed aspect if able. They're attacking with Smoldering Rage on my Ocean's Eye, that's okay. Ocean's Eye is going to counterattack, dealing 1 damage to the Smoldering Rage. And Ocean's Eye is dead. My turn, Cinder Spirit attacks them directly and they lose. They take 2 damage and they're dead. Okay, they take 3 damage technically because they have the Ocean's Eye, giving them +1 attack. They take 4 damage actually because they have a status token. So they're up to 37 and they are dead. Okay, nice. Okay, that was a fairly close game. I was honestly expecting to lose, but fortunately we managed to pull through. There was a lot of... This is a difficult deck to pilot. There's a lot of dealing AoE damage and then trying to kill everything when you attack during using the AoE damage, and my camera has died. Fortunately, the game has ended, so you're not going to see anything interesting anyways. But yeah, this deck is all about dealing damage, dealing little points of damage to all the enemy units, and then attacking the enemy directly. And while you're attacking the enemy directly, you deal damage to their units, finishing them off. So it's really weird when it comes to the timing of doing stuff and like when you're supposed to attack and block and all that stuff. It's... If you like combos and figuring out sequencing and when to properly do stuff, it's a lot of fun. But if you are trying to take your time figuring that stuff out, and you're recording a YouTube video, and your camera has only an hour of recording time, I would suggest playing a different deck, because you need to spend more time thinking about what you're supposed to do instead of just doing simple math. As for the end of Argaia, they do some pretty brutal stuff. As you've seen, they do stuff to remove cards you control from the game, and they just destroy stuff from your side of the board. They just do it automatically, and you can't do anything about it. I mean, you can destroy their units before they trigger that stuff, but they're kind of brutal. This is a very brutal boss. This is the very last boss when it comes to Ash's Red Rain, so they really went out with a bang, and it's appropriate that it is so strong because the end of Argaia is a Phoenix, and this is Ash's Reborn, Rise of the Phoenixborn, Red Rain's Ascendancy, etc. Phoenix is kind of important in the lore of Ashes, so it is appropriate that this is a very difficult boss. I didn't even get to show off their Conjured aspect, the Friend to the Phoenix, but maybe that will come up next time when we play against their other aspect, the Rebirth aspect, using Orc Gillstream. And hopefully I will see you there. Goodbye.